sandworms out of the basement and the furnace has been exercised. Another progressive.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Inspiration Reports. Get yourself a coffee, have a seat, and get ready to be inspired. Once again, welcome out to the Inspiration Reports. We are super excited that you have decided to join us today. We are three innovation catalysts, and we love doing this stuff. So, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome your host of the Inspiration Report, the wonderful and talented Sean Brown. Ladies and gentlemen, Sean Brown in the house.
Hello, everybody.
Thanks for being here.
Thank you.
And of course, all the way from Chile, South America, looking super dapper with his new haircut over there. I know we always comment on your hair, Jose. I apologize, but you know, you're kind of the good looks of the whole thing here. So we gotta point you out, you know. So anyway, Jose Gutierrez, ladies and gentlemen, round of applause for Jose.
Woo-hoo.
Bonjour à tous. How are you guys doing?
You were great. I'm great. How about you, Sean? Are you great?
I'm great, and I think we should actually do a 12 months of inspiration report, guys, just showing Jose with his different haircuts from every month.
Or maybe do one of those AI morph things, like one of those AI morph things that we talked about on the show before.
How would I look better with a new hairstyle?
Well, but also we gotta get
me, you look better every time.
There's a man bun in there at some point too, so.
Anyway, there was a man bun and there was a really long hair.
I know. We are super excited to have you here. For those of you who are just joining us who haven't joined us before, again, we are three innovation catalysts. We help people come up with ideas in the real world, but for here, we want to inspire you to ideas as well. So we do this as kind of stimulus for you to store in your brain somewhere. And whenever you're creating ideas for a new product, a new services, or whatever it is that you may be creating ideas for, you will have some of the stuff that you saw here as inspiration. Henceforth, the name, right, Sean?
That is it.
A little bit.
The more you see, the more you think about.
A little bit of inspiration in a box to help you see outside of yours. So we're gonna get just jumping right started here, and Sean, I'm gonna go to you, or is this me? Oh, this might be me. I think it is me.
That is you.
Okay. Yeah, this is awesome. So Switzerland is offering a cash prize if you figure out how to remove all of the munitions that they've dumped in their lakes over the years. And figure out a way. They're not asking you to actually go out and do this like yourself. They're saying come
Right.
up with ideas, and their 3 top ideas, they are going to give away what is it, 50,000 francs, or roughly
Euros.
$50,000, right?
Yep.
45,000 euros. And yeah, they're gonna pay money for an idea. So the tourists are enjoying their picture postcard views of Lake Lucerne, or Neuchâtel. Is that how you pronounce that? But they might be surprised to learn that what lies beneath those pristine alpine waters is they basically are military dumping grounds for old munitions. And there was a belief back in the day that they were safe to just dump there. So some of the munitions are at depths of 150 to 220 meters, but some are just 6 or 7 meters below the surface. So now the Defense Department is saying, hey, we're struggling figuring this out. Hey, community, let's all figure this out together. Which, you know, it seems like we're all coming up with ideas. Why don't we all get together and come up with an idea to solve this? So let's see what else the article says. It says the munitions pose 2 risks. Of course, despite the fact that they are underwater, there's still a risk of an explosion. And because in many cases the Army didn't actually remove fuses before dumping the munition. Like, to me, that's, let's have a fireworks show on Lake Lucerne. Whoopsie. And then there's also water and soil contamination, of course. So there's a real chance that this highly toxic TNT could pollute the lake and sediment. So it's a real task to remove the Switzerland lakes. It's expected to be long and complicated and actually cost more than $1 billion. But they're putting in 50,000 to have you come up with a great idea. So their hunt is on for solutions. Following the Swiss Defense Department's appeal, the public can submit their ideas until February of next year, 2025, and it will be anonymously judged by a panel of experts. The winners will be announced in April. So what kind of ideas we got?
I mean, I half expect this to be like American Idol, and maybe it's judged by Simon, right?
Yeah,
Maybe he's the judge of the ideas. Who knows?
Yeah, or, you know, I
But
wonder
you
what
know,
that, maybe no, actually, maybe it should be Shark Tank. They should get you know, the Shark Tank people out there to judge them, give them the parameters, that kind of thing.
totally.
Which is funny, Sean, because, you know, the whole time when we do brainstorms, we always talk about yes and building and creating that expansive environment. However, recently I've done some experiments with some of my clients on giving them really complex guidelines and parameters, and I've found that many critical thinkers, specifically those in strategy, finance, etc., really actually embrace having that constraint. And a quote that I heard, it actually came from my wife Sarah, is that she's never met a constraint she didn't like. So I've been actually toying with that, and it's actually been working quite well. So hopefully they have a list of, you know, you can't do this, you can't do that, and can't do this, but the other stuff is open game. So I say try it.
I love that. Yep. I just love this as an example of crowdsourced thinking.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, obviously it's a unbelievably unique situation, right? But I always loved that Andy Weir, who wrote the book The Martian, he crowdsourced the science of what it might be like on Mars. So he wanted to try and get as accurate as possible, so that the book was, while it was fiction, it still would have as much fact. So he was putting pieces of the book out online and crowdsourcing input on what the science might actually be like. It's just a great example of diversity of thinking, and it can be used in anything.
Yeah, and there's a lot of people, a lot of passion and ideas. So let's do that. I wish we had this more often. I wish communities had this more often. There's a lot of ideas out in the area. So
and let's blow some shit up while we're at it.
Right. All right, Sean, you are up next. Can a AI doctor help us? Is that what's going to happen here?
I think, right, we're probably going down that path. I'm totally interested in deeper information on this, but it is fascinating that Google is utilizing and training AI to predict and prescribe illness in humans just through sound. Without going too deep through a lot of the details, the thing that was fascinating, it was trained on, it says Google's bioacoustics AI work. They need a name, we'll brainstorm that. But it was trained on 300 million 2-second audio samples that included coughs, sniffles, sneezes, breathing patterns. Interesting to note, the audio clips were pulled from non-copyrighted, publicly available content from platforms like YouTube.
Oh, okay.
Right? 300 million samples, no copyright issues, all from YouTube posts. And now an example, last piece, an example, video content was recorded, sounds of patients in Zambia-based hospitals where individuals were coming in with tuberculosis screenings. It was trained on 100 million cough sounds to help detect tuberculosis.
Wow.
So, right, wow, it's amazing.
I find it amazing. I actually recently did a sleep study, and you don't go into a room anymore to do a sleep study. You actually send you all the equipment, you hook it up to yourself. And when I read the report like a week later after I sent it back, the volume of like granular data they had on every little breath that I took the night that I wore that was just astounding. Like totally astounding. Like they knew when I stopped breathing and when I didn't. I mean, it definitely sold the doctor on getting me a new CPAP machine, which is why I was doing it. But man, like it was really good. Like whatever it was great. And all it did was just record it on the device, and I sent the device back, and it didn't even have AI, for crying out loud. So
Wow.
imagine what that stuff would do with AI, right?
I think there should be an app that is trained on understanding people having too much to drink through reciting a poem or something. I mean, joking, but seriously, why couldn't it do that? Instead of a breathalyzer, be trained on your sound of your voice, or you have to walk the line wherever you are, and it'll tell you if you've had too much to drink.
Personally, I want the one that detects the tone of your partner's text, so you know what you need to do upon their coming home from work. And you know, it's
Yes.
it's the color coding that I've always wanted to make sure I say the right thing, right?
That's funny.
All right. Okay, Jose, you're up next, buddy.
All right. So for some, the end of the semester often brings a sense of accomplishment, but for others, it also marks the beginning of something much larger, an opportunity to impact the world, maybe. So as at SUNY, New Paltz in New York, students are not just learning, but they're actively creating solutions for climate change. Their innovative solar canopy project is one example of how sustainability can inspire creativity across disciplines. Imagine a campus as a living lab, a place where the problems of today become the creative challenges of tomorrow, whether it's retrofitting buildings for energy efficiency, designing no-waste theater productions, or modeling airflow to reduce emissions. Students are not just not gaining knowledge, they are also learning to turn that knowledge into practical, creative solutions. This concept can inspire us to all to think more broadly about how we apply creativity in every area of life. The beauty of this project in the university is that creativity used in sustainability can be transferred to so many other fields. So consider the adaptability of working with diverse teams, diverse languages, or learning to manage setbacks. The ability of some to charge within a team when a member dropped the ball teaches you a valuable lesson in leadership. It's these skills, right? Adaptability, collaboration, resilience that can actually fuel innovation in any field, from business strategy to technology development.
Yeah.
So as these students at SUNY New Paltz have demonstrated, sustainability isn't just about reducing carbon emissions. It's about creating a mindset of innovation that can extend to every part of your life.
Absolutely.
Let their journey inspire you to think creatively, whether you're building solar canopies like them, or simply just reimagining your next creative project. Creativity is the key not to only solving the challenges of today, but also imagining the possibilities for tomorrow. And what I really liked about this article is the fact that university not only allows you to think in a safe environment, but they actually they won a prize to actually develop this startup. So I think it costs around, like, the startup fund was 50,000, I guess, and the actual impact that it will have in the university is around $700,000. So like, just imagine how little efforts you can do to impact things such as a university or college or even hospitals, right? Like how this creative ideas can just help.
And it really is not a whole lot of effort. And we always people always say you start small, right? I mean, how hard can it be? So it's nice to see an organized effort like this. Thanks, Jose.
Exactly.
All
I love
right.
the thought of the university using its physical space as well, right? It's
Yeah.
not just theoretical research, but you
Right.
basically have a microcosm of a city or an environment and leverage the physical nature of it for research.
Exactly.
It's cool.
It's just like it's what universities should be, right? They should be like knowledge hubs, providing safe spaces for students to just come with creative ideas and let them be themselves and
Yep.
see what comes. Like there's no wrong answers in the end, right? That's what university is made for,
Love it.
supposedly. Okay.
All right. Moving on to some specialized romance bookstores. So there's a trend, and the trend is let's open a bookstore dedicated to just romance novels. There's a couple of them opening in California. There's one called the Ripped Bodice, a bookstore in Culver City. It's doing so well. It opened up a second store in Brooklyn. But there is actually more coming online, right? There's another one called The Smitten. It's on the busy strip of Main Street. It doesn't say what Main Street, not USA, of course, but it's a vibrant hub for romance readers and author signings, tarot readings, what do you call it? Book clubs, and trivia and craft nights. It's some people come in with really specific requests. Do you have something fantasy with a representation from different cultures? And I want it to be as smutty as possible. So an interesting article, right? It's just a gathering place for a niche independent booksellers, which have previously been largely ignored, right? Over the last 2 years, the country went from having 2 dedicated romance bookstores, and the national network now has more than 20 of them, and more are on the way. So I think what I'm looking forward to seeing is the creative names for these bookstores, because it kind of seems like it could go as crazy as what do you call it, dog grooming places, right? Because it's just possibilities are endless. And it's kind of fun because I wonder if the likes of, I mean, he probably isn't in his same state as he was before, but the likes of Fabio will come back as kind of the front person for something like this. I don't know. That shows my age. You remember Fabio, Sean? Come on.
Oh, I do. Yes.
I don't. I just want to say I don't.
No,
He's in a retirement home now, I think.
Yeah, he is. I don't know if he still has his long hair, but he was back in the 80s. He was like all the rage on the cover of romance novels. So, let's see what else it says. And now romance novels are actually featured prominently in the front of Target and Barnes and Nobles, and romance readers who mainly bought ebooks, which are cheaper and easier to access, now display their romance novels on the bookshelves like trophies. So it's a thing. I don't know how long this fad will last, but it's nice to see that people are getting a little romantic. I don't know. I'm a forever romantic, so
Hey,
I'm enjoying that.
Lee, Sean, I wonder, like, for example, like this old TV stores, like this movie stores where you go and rent movies, you always had like this kind of red room, right? Where you find like those nasty movies. I wonder if they would have like 50 Shades of Grey and kind of stuff like inside of another room as well.
Yeah,
because it's like, okay, you're going for
it's
a
like
novel, like a romantic
it's smutty
novel,
on this side, but more smutty on that side. Yeah, I get it. Yeah,
right, exactly.
Something for everybody, right? Appealing to all audiences, right,
exactly.
John?
Absolutely. I was asking people for names of stores. Mine would be called Red Room Romance.
Oh, whatever it takes, buddy. Whatever it takes. All right, moving on. Speaking of red, how about some red, white, and blue balloons? This is a great story.
Well done. Well done, Mr. Kitchen. Yeah, so this was just total random story. So random, Lee even went in a very nice way. So Sean, what is the angle of this story?
I know it was inspirational,
honest,
but I thought maybe you'd have a good what do you call it, debrief for it, because it seemed like it's a pretty creative article, right?
It totally is, and that literally is the point. Like something that we see all the time, and totally take for granted, which is the iconic moment of the balloon drop at political convention. This article happens to be focused on the RNC. What I don't know is if the gentleman we're going to talk about does both sides. That does not matter. It's just the fact of the story of, hey,
there's a
I wonder where all those balloons come from, right?
Yeah.
So really quick, and then we have a video. We'll show a couple clips, but I won't steal the thunder of the beginning, which is interesting. But this is Treb Henning is his name, and he has been doing the celebratory balloon drop at every GOP convention since 1988.
Wow.
It's 100,000 red, white, blue, and gold balloons that were falling this year at the RNC convention. And they were rigging nets from the ceiling the Saturday before. So not a long time frame, which I would guess would make sense with security and safety. But it is a completely coordinated event, just like any kind of Olympic event or special, concert. They map out the facility, where should balloons go for the optimal drop, blah, blah, blah. And then he's calling it like fireworks, go 1, go 2.
Yeah.
So
all right, let's
really
I'm gonna skip through the
business.
video a little bit, but we'll see the first reveal, and then I'll show the kind of the how-to. Here we go.
I am the balloon guy for the Republican National Convention. I started as a balloon seller at Disneyland when I was 15 years old. It was my first job. Grew up in Garden Grove, California, right next to Anaheim, California. And of course, Disney opened when I was 1 year old. So in 1979, I started a company called Balloon Art by Treb in Los Angeles. This is my 10th for the RNC, and I've done 4 for the DNC. And the conventions haven't changed a lot. The venues change, and that always dictates a lot for what I do. 1992 was in the Houston Astrodome, and I proposed then to use 5-foot balloons. And that was the first time we dropped these big balloons. These are 3-footers here, so you can imagine 5-footers. But the basic mechanics of the conventions have stayed pretty much the same. It's the balloons. We will go up tomorrow, maybe later even today, and we start marking the cues on the trip lines so that I have a sheet. I'm on the main camera platform on Thursday night, right in the center of the action, and I'll be looking at the sheet, and basically I will say, go number 1. Well, number 1 is probably going to be a red. I've seen conventions where the guys are taking their shoes off and throwing them at the nets and trying to get them to come down. And to be honest with you, I don't know when it actually started, but it's such a euphoric thing. Again, going back to where I talked about in the beginning of my career, quantity of balloons always impresses people. Most people have a hard time.
Awesome article,
Yeah.
Sean. Like, I mean, it's just really interesting. It's also kind of inspirational because, back in the day, our collective mothers would have said, there's no way you can make a living around blowing up balloons, right? Like I'm sure his family
Right.
might have given him a hard time for getting the balloon job at Disneyland and not taking the man seriously. But look, he just created an entire career out of balloons, right? So very inspiring article. I have a quick story. My brother, one of his first jobs was at a company called Balloonatics in San Diego. They were contracted to do releases for the Padres games back in the day, and his first big day of doing that, he assigned the biggest release to somebody who was relatively new, and he said the key words are, I forget what they were, but the person was going to say the speech, say the keywords, let it launch, and then the things would come up. Well, the person actually said it before they spoke, and so that they pulled the cord and launched all the balloons, and like nothing happened. And my brother quickly ended his career in balloons. So
That's great.
Crazy stuff. All right, getting back to something a little bit more familiar, at least for me, our good buddies at Taco Bell are doing something really innovative. They are going to be expanding the use of artificial intelligent voice technology in its drive-thrus to hundreds of U.S. locations by the end of this year. The move means that when users pull up to their place to order Taco Bell, there's a good chance that they will be talking to a computer rather than a human employee. Now, this isn't really the first time that AI has been used. McDonald's actually had it for a while. They pulled the plug on it because they were saying they tested more than 100 U.S. drive-thrus, and customers complained about the system getting their orders wrong. Viral videos showed customers ending up with absurd orders as well as things that they didn't want, like one woman who really didn't want 9 sweet teas, or a girl shouting stop at the screen tallies up more than 24 orders of chicken nuggets. So according to Taco Bell, they are confident with their technology, which is already in use at 100 locations across 13 states. They say they won't have the same issues. Instead, the technology has actually led to greater ordering accuracy, as well as happier employees and shorter drive-through wait times. So One of the things they are struggling, though, they said in this article, is not every customer has the same accent or uses the same words for specific items. A great idea is quesadillas, but you know, you watch Napoleon Dynamite, you say quesadillas, you know, so they had to program it like you said. I when you talked about them sampling stuff from YouTube, I would bet that they probably had to sample a lot of TikTok videos of people talking about their menu items to make sure that they had all the accents across the U.S. Covered, because everybody says it a little bit different. You know, in where you come from in the Northeast, Sean, they say oil. Where I come from in Florida, they say oil. You know, so you never had to change your oil, have you? Or order some boiled
No.
peanuts? You never had any boiled peanuts? Yeah, so that's the biggest thing. I can't wait to hear more about it. I'd love to say that one of our idea session was a result of this. We do have a lot of AI ideas when I do idea sessions with them, but this one is one that they were just headed in that direction anyway. So let's see how it plays out. Again, you know, if you go to a Taco Bell, please let us know if you have that experience.
Boom.
Boom. Okay, let's talk about Doritos in space.
Talking about food, 0G, and it tastes fine. We've highlighted some things about space, the race for commercial space, right? Things going on. I think it was Hilton, our friend Craig Dezern, who was engaging with Hilton cookies for in space.
DoubleTree cookies, which is one of their brands.
DoubleTree, there you go. Sorry, yeah. So Doritos is coming out with this in a relationship with SpaceX, literally a chip designed to be eaten in space, which is brilliant. So it's not just, oh, here's this fun themed space chip. No, they actually, through their lab work, it was designed to be eaten in 0G. So the chips not only consider how to keep the delicious cheese dust from floating away, but also take into account how someone's going to eat it in space. So they're smaller and bite-sized to reduce crumbs floating through space in the, you know, wherever you are, space vehicle or whatnot. They're scheduled to make a debut on SpaceX Polaris Dawn mission later this month. I can't remember what month the article was from, so if it happened or not yet, but again, with SpaceX. And nice part, they did partner from a philanthropic side with St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. So they're making a $500,000 donation to the hospital for the mission, finding cures, saving children everywhere, which I think is great. But very interesting, again, that they went through the process of thinking about the impact of trying to eat this in space. I think this is just the beginning of a lot of stuff.
And I'd tell them the line, the line in the article about Apollo 11. That's the best line.
Oh yeah. Oh man, where was it?
Freeze-dried ice cream.
Yeah. So Apollo 11.
And
really.
Also, you don't have to use chopsticks like you do with hot Cheetos, right? So, you know, there was a craze of using chopsticks with hot Cheetos so you don't get all over your fingers kind of thing. So, yeah, really neat. And I wonder if you open them and they all kind of flap out and you can just grab them, you know, like that definitely, they should, I hope they're paying for video up there and we can see like a recap video from Doritos. Something tells me that they'll probably be doing that, right?
Totally should. And I love the idea, D-Boy, they should dispense chips like Pez.
Yep.
Super smart.
One at a time.
Yep.
All right. Thank you for that, Sean. And let's go to Crayola, trademarking the smell of their crayons. That is you, Jose.
Exactly. So picture this. You're walking through the aisles of a store and suddenly a familiar scent fills the air. A smell that instantly takes you back to childhood. That nostalgic, waxy scent of crayons is now officially trademarked by Crayola. And one day it could be part of your actually shopping experience. So according to Crayola CEO Pete Ruggiero, the goal is to one day pump the unmistakable aroma through store aisles, stirring memories and emotions as customers browse the shelves. The journey to secure this trademark wasn't easy. Initially rejected in 2018, Crayola persisted, eventually proving that its crayon smells was unique enough to warrant protection. So imagine the fact that you have to make it distinguishable enough so that you actually can patent it. Crayola's vision is clear. to link the nostalgic scent with the act of shopping, subtly encouraging consumers to reconnect with their past. It's a smart marketing move that plays on emotion and memory, two powerful actually drivers of consumer behavior. And the research has shown that scent can trigger powerful emotional responses. A familiar smell like Criollas can transport people back in time, stirring up emotions linked to early experiences.
Yep.
The back-to-back school season is a critical time for Crayola, with nearly half of its annual sales occurring between early July and Labor Day. While 30% of Crayola sales now come from online platforms like Amazon, 70% still happen in physical stores. So this trademark scent could provide an extra boost in store sales by making shopping a more immersive experience, creating a lasting connection between the brand and its customers. Crayola's trademarking of its crayon scent is more than a legal victory. It's a strategic move to blend nostalgia with modern retail experiences. By infusing stores with the iconic scent, Crayola hopes to inspire both kids and adults to embrace creativity, while tapping into the powerful emotional connections that keep customers coming back. So the next time you're in the store, don't be surprised if the smell of crayons take you on a trip down memory lane, just like the reviewer from Ratatouille when he actually ended up eating Ratatouille. Like, for me, it's like the same, right? You just smell the crayon, you eat the Ratatouille, and boom, you're back in school.
I love that.
You know, what's funny about this,
That's
Jose,
really cool.
is that you know that in the exercise that we do called perspectives, right? A lot of times I will use a Mr. Sketch. You know, Mr. Sketch, they're all scented markers, but they all have a different smell. And so I'll tell people to close their eyes and basically sniff markers for 5 minutes. And I, tell them to take them back. Where are you? What are you doing? That kind of thing. And it really, smell really does inspire, you got to use all your senses when you're inspiring ideas. And, that sounds like really great. I want to, I just, in my mind, I want to do a yes and I want to have a 3D printer kind of thing for smells that you could actually, like, as you're shopping, you can smell the crayons. Like, you can press a button and something on your computer puts that there. So I don't know, it seems like another futuristic thing that we might be able to do. So it's like the new your car has the new crayon smell, not the new car smell, the new crayon smell.
Right.
Exactly.
Amazing.
No more pine tree for me.
No, exactly.
More blueberry crayon.
Okay. So this is a really great example. I think this is me, right, Sean? Yeah, this is really great example of diversity of thinking. For a city known for its diversity and the infinite possibilities it represents, it's fitting that the logo for the Los Angeles 2028 Summer Olympics and Paralympic Games is basically the first of its kind. Built for a digital age, the LA 28 logo is actually many logos many logos. Let's see, where was I? Sorry, I lost my place. So many different logos that were designed by many different people. Some of the designs were from athletes, celebrities, artists, and musicians, ranging from soccer star Alex Morgan to singer Billie Eilish. And with a solid black L and a 28 and numerous versions to play. I'm actually going to play this while we talk here. So connecting the similarities between Los Angeles and the Olympic Paralympic Games was key for the LA 28 team. There are 32 different versions of the A created by athletes and artists again. And it's unique as Los Angeles itself. There's so many different kinds of them. It'll be really fun to see. This will be the third time Los Angeles has hosted the U.S. Olympics, and previously 1932 and 1984. So it's fun that they used all the different folks to do this. Anything else you would add to this article, Sean?
I mean, I think you hit it, built for a digital age. But I think it's beyond that. It's just the Olympics represents so many different people, right? I love that this represents almost, instead of the athletes, the fans and people in support of, right? Just all the different people watching the games and celebrating the games. I think it's brilliant. And I think it's also a brilliant commercial opportunity because Olympic pin trading is still huge.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's how it started
at
Epcot in the
Olympic pins.
Millennium.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
I just wish
brilliant.
they would do the same kind of crowdsourcing for fixing their airport. because they're still cranking that airport to be ready by 2028, but it's still kind of crazy. So let's get some diversity of thinking and creativity in getting that airport going. So that's my opinion.
Let's all show up with hammers,
Right.
right?
All right, Sean, whisper sweet AI nothings into my earbuds. A lot of good AI stuff today.
Yeah, this one's interesting, and the I highlighted something really quick at the end. Oh, there's just that we're all seeing it. There's this constant flow of, hey, AI does this thing. Uh-oh, but AI is doing this thing that we didn't expect. OpenAI basically has come out and warned and done some type of a study. The company acknowledges that this anthropomorphic voice may lure some users into becoming emotionally attached to their chatbot.
Okay.
So the movie Her, right?
Yeah.
Was it Her with
Yep.
as literally kind of coming alive.
Well, people have AI
voice
boyfriends and girlfriends. Like, it's already a thing. You know, there's
Yes.
lonely people out there, and there's AI keeping them company. So
Yeah. I mean, that's the whole point of this is it's just the continued evolution, but the impact of the human side of it that we just don't know.
yeah.
And the fact that the simple nature of the voice that's being put on this is becoming incredibly influential over humans, right? It's fascinating.
I blame C3PO. C3PO really made AI really friendly. Like, everybody wants the C3PO to, help them out because he's so quirky and
Jarvis.
yeah, and
right?
Jarvis.
What about
too.
Jarvis?
Yeah, come on. Jarvis
Right.
and Friday both. Like seriously, that we want those AI companions, but yeah, they're not humans.
Yep.
But who knows?
Not yet.
Someday they might be sentient. We don't know. Hopefully it won't be Skynet, but that's what everybody says. We might have. All right, this is a great idea. What a great partnership. Let me get Jose back here to tell us all about
I love this.
Yes.
And I got to give props to Cami Brown. Cami Brown found this one.
Yeah, nice.
Merci, Cami Brown. Yes. So after months of craving foods that were off limits during pregnancy, new moms now have something special to look forward to. Grubhub's special delivery program. Launching this July, Grubhub is sponsoring the first meal for moms post-delivery, giving them the chance to indulge in the foods they've been dreaming about during pregnancy.
Love it.
Yeah.
Pregnancy comes with a long list of dietary restrictions, but once delivery is done, it's time to satisfy those cravings. So Grubhub's new special delivery campaign offers moms the chance to claim $20 towards a meal that fulfills their cravings. Running through the end of August, every Wednesday at noon Eastern Time, moms can visit growhubspecialdelivery.com, snag this sweet deal, perfect for that first bite of deli meats, sushi rolls, or even a celebratory glass of champagne. It's no surprise that cold cuts topped the wish list for nearly a third of expectant moms, proving that a hearty deli sandwich can be just as satisfying as a sushi platter or fancy cheese board. In fact, 61% of moms would rather have food delivered from their favorite restaurant than rely on home-cooked meals or hospital foods. I mean, who doesn't, right?
Yeah.
Grubhub support doesn't end with just one delivery. Moms who claim the special delivery promo will also receive a free year of Grubhub Plus, which offers perks like $0 delivery fees, lower service fees, and 5% credit back on pickup orders. This subscription service makes it easier for new moms to manage those late night cravings, restocking on baby wipes, or reordering a favorite meal without a hassle. So the special delivery from Grubhub is more than just a marketing campaign. It's a thoughtful way to celebrate new moms and make their post-delivery experience more joyful. With the added convenience of Grubhub Plus, moms can keep the celebration going throughout their baby's first year, ensuring that food and diapers continue to be a source of joy amid the chaos of new parenthood. So for moms looking to indulge in that long-awaited meal, there you have it. Just go to grubhubspecialdelivery.com. That was a really difficult one. And get your special meal for free.
And to me, Jose, one of the things that used to drive me crazy when I was in marketing, I worked in marketing for 25 years, and marketing is all about changing behavior, right? But it always seemed silly to me that we didn't more often capitalize on existing behavior. So there is an existing behavior here that moms
Yes.
want to eat right after, or they want to eat what they want to eat right after the baby's born, or make sure that it's easy and convenient. And so, absolutely, taking advantage of already existing behavior seems like it would be a more successful campaign. Plus, again, you're doing a favor for these people, right? It's difficult to get all that stuff together, right? I often also want to
and I want to
partner
go.
with
I go
these.
with a.
Go ahead. Sorry.
No, I just wanted to say yes and to that, and maybe just go with a little bit prior to the actual like a birth of the baby. You can have them like customize orders, and for example, like if you want a watermelon, and then just an hour later you all of a sudden you just change your mind and you just want like
Yeah.
like a regular melon, you can do it, right?
Yeah.
And it's like it's for free, it's okay. Like we know what you're going through, right? So just like make it more. Don't make them wait 9 months, right? Just
Right.
give them what they want right now. Otherwise, some heads will be chopped.
One of
But I
the
love
things that after a session, when I do a brainstorm session, especially an all-day one of the things I constantly tell my clients is, whatever you do after you leave today, don't make any big decisions. Don't sign off on your house, don't break up with anybody, and make sure you order in. I really should do a partnership with Grubhub to hand out their subscription service. Say, go home and order some Grubhub. Should have got them the sponsor, right, Sean? We'll think of that next time. Woo!
You
Wink,
bet.
wink.
Okay, let's talk a little bit about Legos. Lego is now partnering with Nike. So in an era of really big brands and partnerships, they have announced a multi-year collaboration, Lego and Nike. It's aimed at blending the worlds of creative play and sport. Set to begin next year, the collaboration is expected to produce co-branded products, content, and experiences that will appeal to children and families alike. While it's generated considerable interest among fans, it also reflects a broader trend of high-profile brand partnerships that are increasingly reshaping consumer markets. So both brands have a long history of advocating for children's right to play and encouraging active lifestyles. A recent study of Lego revealed that for a third of children globally, playtime is limited to just 3 hours a week. And according to the World Health Organization, only 1 in 5 children gets physical activity needed to thrive. With these concerns in mind, the companies believe that their combined commitment to creativity, fun, sport, and imagination will help inspire, engage, and empower young people around the world. It also ties into a larger global initiative. In March 2024, the United Nations adopted a resolution designating June 11th as International Day of Play, backed by both Lego and Nike. This day in 2025 will serve as a focal point for the partnership, with the goal of encouraging children to engage in both creative play and physical activity. So, you know what I thought of, Sean, with this whole thing?
What?
Maybe Lego, or maybe Nike can create a form of foot protection that you can wear as soon as you get up after you've been playing with Legos with the kids the previous day, and you won't step on them, and it won't hurt. Like, it's really painful. I don't know if you ever stepped on a Lego before.
A Lego shoe.
Yeah. That seems like one of the obvious
Legos.
things. Yeah.
That is brilliant.
Good stuff. Anyway, look for that in the coming months. It'll be interesting to see what kind of co-branded things that they do. I'm loving the pictures of the shoes that they're showing here, like the Lego shoes. Like, will we get an actual shoe that looks like a Lego?
I know.
That'll be amazing. So,
Lee, really quick too, I would love to be able to talk to more so the folks at Nike that are involved in this, as to, I mean, this is kind of a bit of a change in philosophy, right? I mean, Nike was all about just do it. Their campaign, I think, during the NBA playoffs, I can't remember if it was during the Olympics, but winning isn't for everyone. I mean, it's all about athletics. And I mean, Lego is not about athletics, right? It's certainly about mind, like you said, creative play, creative engagement.
Yeah.
But I would love to know, Nike must have, hopefully, like you were just saying, has some point of human research or human behavior that they're seeing a symbiotic relationship between mental play and physical play of some kind.
yeah.
Right.
Can't wait.
It's really interesting. I love it.
Can't wait. All right. And speaking of imagination, this is a really great article. I saw this. I was hoping that you would put this in the report, but we see this anyway. And this person just like took our own imaginations and made them amazing. So tell us about this guy.
And
I got a video
again,
for you here too.
So flippin' simple, right? So there was a artist who during COVID and lockdown started in 2020, he was spending time with his family outside in their yard. And the gentleman, Chris Judge, staring at cloud photos, and started to tinker with, I wonder if I could turn the clouds into art. His Instagram account has amassed over 2 million views.
Wow.
He has a store where you can order artwork, and it's, I mean, really super cute, super smart. And I would say roll the video.
Okay, here we go.
Love that.
So simple.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
I love it so much.
Cool. So cool. Yeah, like I said, you see that anyway in the clouds. And all he did was just put a couple simple lines in there, nothing more, right? He just like enhanced it. It's really great. Okay,
Yep,
college. For college, is a little bit different these days, right? Some students, the days of racing to Bed Bath Beyond a day before college starts, clutching a 20% off coupon to snag a colorful, creative Snap-on desk lamp are long gone. That seems like you might have wrote that, Sean. Like you've been in that position before. you have some college age kids. You probably have been there plenty of times each year that they start, each consecutive year, right? Today, a wave of undergraduates, especially in the southern states, are hiring interior designers to completely make over their dorm room at a cost of thousands of dollars per room. The students are spending nearly double the amount they did just a decade ago, even if they don't arrive on move-in day with a professional designer by their sides. This year, according to the National Retail Federation, college students spend about $87 billion, a drop from the high $94 billion last year, but significantly more than the $48 billion they spent in 2014. These may look like standard brick college dormitories, but inside, interior designers have transformed some of the rooms into luxurious residences. So there is a designer that talk about named Ginger Curtis here. She can help students on a budget for $7,000 to $8,000. I think this has got to be, I mean, between the tuitions and the loans, are we adding this to that overall thing, you know? Depending on the amount the students have, or their parents have really, or their parents are willing to spend, they recommend custom fabrics for the curtains, monogram pillows, linens, a couch, a coffee table, headboards, dust ruffles, handmade murals, or removable wallpaper, luxury light fixtures, and replace fluorescent light bulbs with real fluorescent lights with things like hue lights, the real world hutches, shelves, cabinets, custom made to fit the room itself. Whew. Wow.
And you know what's great?
What?
Within the first week, they're going to a frat party and coming home and throwing up all over it. I like them $8,000.
Yeah. Wow.
Right?
I wonder what the...
And then they're going to Walmart to get some replacement sheets.
Yeah, I wonder what the turnaround is.
$50.
Like, can you sell it to the next person coming in? Like, if there, you know, you get a little bit of turnaround. I wonder what the depreciation value is on that stuff. Yeah, you know, interesting, making it more personal and stuff like that. Yeah, I'm one to talk though, Sean, because I'm getting ready to go camping this weekend, and I was tired of sleeping on the air mattress, so I literally bought a legit foam mattress that I thought was like an RV mattress, but nope, it's a full foam mattress that I have to actually put on the back of my truck, not even like in the truck. I have a special bag for it and everything, but it's more comfortable. So I think you can scratch out camping. It's kind of glamping. So this is like glamping for college students, right?
Hey, and as much as we're making fun of kind of poking at this a little bit. I mean, it is slightly financially absurd, but at the same time, perfect example of there's a need, there's an opportunity,
Oh, yeah.
and there's an audience, right? So,
And who says it has to be one way? Like to me, that's also challenging.
Right.
Anytime we're challenging the status quo or challenging the norm, and I know this is to the extreme end, but I
Yes.
say let's give it a try, right? And also, college is a
Yep.
tough thing for some people who go far away. Having this may help, their mental state of feeling more at home or feeling more like they live in their parents' house, which is fancy.
yep, totally.
That's actually what got me in trouble though
Totally.
when I left my house is I tried to maintain my parents' lifestyle and not necessarily my own that I could afford on my $7 an hour Disney paycheck. So that got me a little bit of trouble, but live and learn, right, Sean?
Live and learn and pay off your debt.
Yep. Okay, this is a great heartfelt story. Tell us all about it, and let's roll a video. It's just such a great video.
You bet. Yep.
Talk to me.
This is the so end of our report, right? We always try and really enjoy finding some story of inspiration. This was, we'll let the video tell the story, but essentially, in Sioux Falls, South Dakota, a teenager was caught doing graffiti on public property in a tunnel on a bike path. And so the news came up to the mayor of Sioux Falls as well, and he was going to be prosecuted. But the mayor had a very different perspective on how to engage in the situation, and it's really brilliant. So roll the
The mayor
video.
of Sioux Falls, South Dakota gets a video from a city worker that says, look at this. This is graffiti on city property. We're going to wash it away and take care of it, but we wanted you to know what happened. The suspect's a juvenile. We're going to prosecute him. So the mayor takes a look at the video and he's like, wow, that's really good. So he messages the cops to get the suspect's name, and he reaches out to the 17-year-old suspect on Instagram and says, it's the mayor. I know what you did. You got to go through the process, but I want you to come visit me in my office. So the suspect, whose name is Jaden, brings his dad. And in that meeting, the mayor, Paul Tenhaken of Sioux Falls, South Dakota, does not shame Jaden. What he says is, I'm a graphic artist and your stuff's really good and I believe in you and I want to commission a piece of art from you. He did. And he paid him $800 for the art that now hangs behind the mayor's desk. $800, which basically covered the amount of money that Jaden owed the city to reimburse them for the money spent to wash away the graffiti on the city property.
Brilliant.
Yeah, really, really great. And I'm sure
Right.
he's probably gotten more commissions from them since then. So another great feel-good story. So thank you very much for putting that in, Sean. And thank you both
bet.
for such a great report today. Had a great time. A couple things that we wanted to mention for next time. One is make sure you go visit our YouTube page for replays if you need to watch the replay. We'll be putting both this month and last month's on there a little bit later today. The other thing is we are going to be back at the end of October, actually on October 25th for our Halloween show, and we might even try to broadcast live from YouTube, fingers crossed, so look for communication about that. And if you are not on our mailing list and want to receive a calendar invite, please make sure that you email us at brainstorminthebox@gmail.com. Right, Sean?
That is
Excellent.
correct, sir. Well done.
And don't forget, if you know anyone or have any contacts that are looking for inspiration, either for us to present this report or to help people brainstorm, we do this for hire. Right, John? We are innovation
Yes, we
catalysts
do.
at large, and we would love to come and help your company think differently about their stuff. But until then, this has been really, really great. Thank you all for joining. Any final words of wisdom, Jose or Sean?
Happy fall and let's go pumpkin spice.
Oh, it's that time of the year
Oh,
before
yeah.
Mariah Carey.
I've
Yes,
already
sir.
seen the memes. One of them says, "We serve pumpkin spice nothing. Drink whiskey." Anyway,
too.
good times, y'all.
Works
And
like a charm.
we will see you all on our next show. Thank you again for joining us.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you, everybody. Bye.